The Galactic Council Hall was quiet, too quiet. The large room, usually filled with voices, now held only silence. Tall alien leaders, each from powerful star systems, sat in their chairs with serious faces. No one smiled, no one joked. In the center of the hall, a large 3D image of a planet rotated slowly. It looked like a dark marble, covered in storms, smoke, and strange glowing lines. The name of the planet was Zarian 9, and it was a death sentence. A blue-skinned alien named Varnock stood up. He was a respected leader of the Drothan species. His voice echoed through the chamber. This planet has killed every team we sent. Elite soldiers, top scientists, even machines. Nothing survives longer than one day. Another alien, with insect-like eyes, clicked his mandibles. The storms melt metal. The gravity changes every hour. The animals there do not fear pain or death. The air itself screams. A third delegate, one of the Kari, hissed, "We must destroy it from orbit." But Varnock shook his head. "No, we scanned something underground. A signal, old technology, very old. It might be from the first civilization." Gasps filled the chamber. The first civilization was a mystery. They existed before all other species. Their technology was beyond anything the Council had ever seen. If there was even a small chance something from that ancient time existed on Zaria 9, they couldn't ignore it. "But who will go?" someone asked. The room fell silent again. Then Varnox gave a cold answer. "Send the humans." Earth received a message within minutes. Humanity was not liked in the galaxy. They were new to space travel, emotionally, loud, and too curious. Most species thought humans were reckless. Some even thought they were a mistake. The Galactic Council had given Earth one colony planet on the edge of the galaxy. They watched closely, waiting for humans to fail. But humans didn't fail. They built cities fast. They lived in places others avoided. They adapted quickly. That made some alien leaders nervous. So now, sending humans to Zarian 9 felt like a solution to many. Council members, if they did, no one would care. If they survived, it meant something terrifying. Aboard the UHS Dauntless, Commander Rhea Cole read the mission file with a raised eyebrow. "Deadliest planet discovered. 0 survivors. All species failed," she muttered. "And now it's our turn." The science officer, Dr. Malik Ford, frowned. "They're not even hiding it. We're expendable, but we're also curious," said Rhea with a smirk. "Let's show them what curiosity can do." The Dauntless carried 50 human scientists, soldiers, engineers. All had trained for extreme environments, but no one truly knew what to expect. As they neared Zarian 9, the ship started shaking. "Gravitational shifts," said Malik. "The planet is ... alive. Strap in," Rhea ordered. "We land in 2 minutes." Outside the window, looked angry. Red lightning struck its skies. Storms the size of continents moved across its surface. Mountains floated in midair, and giant creatures swam through the clouds like fish in water. "Welcome to the galaxy's worst nightmare," someone whispered. The Dauntless landed hard. The ground cracked, but the ship held together. As soon as the ramp lowered, heat hit them like fire. The air shimmered. The ground pulsed, like it had a heartbeat. "Full suits on," Rhea ordered. They stepped out. Every direction looked dangerous. Trees with teeth, rivers that boiled, rocks that moved. The sky above was orange and black, swirling endlessly. A soldier, Private Vega, pointed. "Those clouds are following us." Double quotes. Dr. Malik scanned the area. Radiation, magnetic fields, and something else. A signal. Underground. Just then the ground shook. From the forest, something ran toward them. It looked like a wolf, but made of stone and smoke. Its eyes glowed blue. "Open fire," Rhea shouted. Bullets hit the beast, but it didn't stop. Only when Vega threw a plasma grenade did it explode into dust. More creatures howled in the distance. "We need shelter," someone yelled. "Form perimeter," Rhea shouted. "We hold this ground." Night came fast. Or maybe it wasn't night, just thicker storms covering the sky. The temperature dropped suddenly. Ice formed on trees that had been on fire just hours ago. It made no sense. But the humans were ready. They built a base using fast deploy walls, set up sensors, shields, and turrets. They worked fast, using drills to dig down and find out what was under them. The planet kept attacking. Wind turned into knives. Plants tried to crawl into vents. But the humans fought back. One soldier joked, "It's like the planet is alive and hates us." Malik looked serious. "Maybe it is." That night something strange happened. Rhea couldn't sleep. The planet was too quiet now. Then her radio crackled. Commander. You need to come see this, said Malik. She grabbed her gear and ran outside. He was standing near a deep hole. We drilled into something, Malik said. It was metal but old, older than anything they had ever seen. Symbols glowed faintly. The moment Rhea touched it, it lit up. It's reacting to us, Malik said. To humans. Then came the whisper. Not through the air, but directly in their minds. At last. You return, Rhea stumbled back. What was that? I don't know, Malik whispered. But something is waking up. Back at the council hall, panic spread. The alien monitors had been watching the human team, expecting them to die. Instead, they survived. They fought. They adapted. And now, they found something ancient. This is not possible, Varnox growled. They should be dead. A young analyst trembled as he spoke. They are not just surviving, sir. They are communicating with the planet. How? The Kari delegate hissed. No one had an answer. One thing was clear. Humanity was not dying. They were just getting started. The sun never rose on XER Ion-9. Not in the way humans were used to. Instead, the sky changed colors every few hours, orange, red, green, then black again. The ground shifted too, as if the planet was breathing. The weather had no rules. One moment, it rained sharp ice. The next, heat waves cracked the soil, but the humans did not break. Commander Rhea Cole stood outside the base, watching the horizon. The world felt like it wanted to kill them every second. But instead of fear, she felt focus. Her soldiers were alert. The engineers worked non-stop. The scientists kept digging. They were all tired but alive. And more than that, they were learning. Inside the base, Dr. Malik Ford studied the strange metal they had uncovered. The glowing lines along the surface pulsed slowly. He touched it again. This time, no voices whispered in his mind. But a new symbol appeared. A door opened in the floor below them. Rhea stood beside him, staring at the opening. A dark tunnel went deep underground. No one's going down there alone, she said. We move as a team. She called for 4 soldiers, and together they entered the ancient tunnel. The air grew colder as they moved deeper. The walls were smooth and silver, but covered in dust. Lights flickered on, one by one, as if the structure remembered how to wake up. Still no sign of life, said Vega, his rifle ready. I don't think this place is alive, Malik replied, but it's waiting. It was designed to wait. For what? Asked Rhea. Malik hesitated. For us. After 10 minutes of walking, they reached a wide chamber. In the center stood a large circular platform, half buried in rock. Floating above it was a hologram of the planet, Zarian 9, but the hologram was moving, changing it, showed what Zarian 9 used to look like. Lush green lands, clear blue oceans, bright skies, beautiful cities floated above mountains. Creatures flew peacefully through the air. Then something happened. The hologram changed. Explosions rocked the surface. The skies turned dark. The oceans boiled. The cities burned. A wave of darkness swept the planet. Everyone stared. This planet wasn't always deadly, Malik whispered. It was alive, peaceful then. Something destroyed it. Or someone, Rhea said. Suddenly, the hologram turned red. A mechanical voice echoed through the chamber. Warning. Protocols deactivated. Security compromised. Releasing defense systems. The platform sank into the floor, and heavy doors slammed shut behind them. Get ready, Rhea shouted. Walls opened. Strange machines crawled out, thin spider-like robots with long blades. Their eyes glowed red. They moved fast. Fire at will, Rhea ordered. The team fought hard. Bullets tore through metal limbs. Sparks flew. One robot jumped onto a soldier, slicing his suit open, but he managed to shoot it in the head before falling. Rhea tossed a grenade into a cluster of machines. The explosion rocked the chamber. Smoke filled the air. The machines paused. Then, just as fast as it started, the attack stopped. The red lights faded. The mechanical voice returned. Human response. 87% efficiency. Threat level. Acceptable. Protocols reactivating. Welcome, creators. Everyone froze. What ... did it just say? Malik asked. It thinks we're the creators, Rhea whispered. Or ... maybe something like them. The doors reopened. The machines that were not destroyed backed away. They returned to the walls and shut down. Above ground, the weather changed again, but this time, something was different. The storms moved around the human base, like they were avoiding it. Lightning struck in the distance, but never near the humans. The wild creatures watched from the tree lines, but didn't attack. Dr. Malik ran more tests. This planet is shifting behavior. Since we entered that structure, the environment is changing. Is it trying to help us now? Vega asked. Maybe not help, Malik said, but ... except, it sees us as part of itself. Rhea stood at the edge of the base wall staring into the jungle. This planet killed everyone before us, but it hasn't killed us, not yet. She turned to her team. We adapt, we build, we survive. Let's take the next step. In orbit. Above Zarian 9, an alien observer watched in silence. He was from the Shiva Empire. His ship was hidden behind a moon, invisible to the humans. He had orders: observe the humans and report when they die. But that wasn't happening. He had seen them land. He had seen the planet throw storms and monsters at them, and he had seen the humans fight back. Now he watched them walk calmly into ancient ruins. He saw the storms change paths. He saw machines waking up. And worst of all, he saw that the planet was letting them live. He began sending a message back to the council. Subject: humanity. He typed with trembling fingers. Status: not exterminated, not resisting, integrating. He looked back at the screen. And ... they are winning. Back on Earth, officials watched emission data. At first, they were worried. Now, they were amazed. We expected heavy losses, one general said. But they're gaining ground, replied a scientist. And the planet's response is changing. The president of Earth looked at the screen. They sent us here to die. But we're building something they don't understand. He leaned forward. Send more supplies. And a second wave. That night on Zarian 9, the human camp grew stronger. They added solar shields, stronger walls, and auto-turrets. Soldiers trained harder. Scientists ran tests on the machines. Engineers started building roads toward the underground chamber. In her command room, Rhea looked at the updated map. One corner of the screen showed the jungle. Something big was moving there. A shape too large for normal creatures. She smiled. Come, if you want, she whispered. We're not the prey anymore. The drills went deeper every day. Zarian 9 wasn't just a dangerous surface, it was hiding something ancient beneath. The machines the humans found had cleared one path, but new tunnels were opening on their own. It was as if the planet wanted the humans to go further. Commander Rhea Cole stood near the excavation site, watching the heavy drill dig down through stone and strange metal. Sparks flew, but no resistance came. Each layer uncovered more strange structures, walls with unreadable symbols, broken machines, and smooth black corridors that seemed to hum with energy. Dr. Malik stood beside her, scanning everything. This isn't natural, he said. None of it. These tunnels, these shapes. They were made. Designed by who? Rhea asked. He looked nervous. Not by us. Not by any species the council knows. Just then, a soldier ran up. Commander, we found a chamber. Big one. Rhea followed quickly. What she saw made her stop. They had broken into a room the size of a football stadium. The walls were lined with massive pillars, each one glowing faintly with red light. Floating in the center was a black cube, spinning slowly in the air. It made no sound, but everyone could feel it, like a deep vibration in their bones. What is it? Someone whispered. Malik stepped forward. His scanner blinked wildly. It's old, far older than any known civilization, and there's energy inside. It's still active. One of the soldiers raised his rifle. Is it dangerous? We're on a death world, Rhea said calmly. Everything is dangerous. That night, no one slept well. Inside the camp, things were quiet, too quiet. The wind had stopped. The storms hadn't come in hours. That never happened on XER Ion-9. In her room, Rhea stared at the cube on the monitor screen. She had ordered it brought into a secure chamber, sealed in a force field, with guards posted. But even through cameras, it seemed to stare back. At exactly 3:07 a.m., every light in the base flickered. Then the whisper came. You are not the first, but you may be the last. Rhea jumped up. Her radio was silent, but she wasn't imagining. She ran to the command room. Half her crew was already there, wide-eyed. You heard it too? She asked. They nodded slowly. Dr. Malik ran in seconds later, pale and shaking. Commander, that cube, it's broadcasting. To us. Rhea. Ask to something beneath us, he replied. It's waking something else up. In the lower tunnels, the lights turned red. Sensors picked up movement shapes rising from hidden chambers, machines activating one by one, and deep rumbling from under the crust. The ground trembled but didn't break. Suddenly, a voice echoed through every human device. Not a voice like a person, but a voice like a machine dreaming. You walk among the ruins of those who failed. You stand where gods once fell. Do you wish to follow them, or rise above? Rhea clenched her jaw. Who are you? The voice answered. I am what they left behind. I was built to protect. I was turned into a weapon. Then I was buried. Malik, whispered an AI. But it's not like any we've seen. It's not just smart, it's aware. The voice continued. This world was not always wild, it was tamed. Then war came, my masters unleashed me, and I did as I was told. I won, but they feared what I became. So they destroyed themselves, and buried me. Everyone was silent. Then the AI spoke again. You are different, you are broken, but you do not fear. You fight, not to conquer but to survive. Rhea stepped forward. What do you want from us? Nothing, the voice said. But I offer you something. The floor shifted. A platform rose from the chamber. On it sat a small, smooth black device. Take this key. It will let you speak with the core. The core holds the truth. The truth can save you or destroy you. High above, in orbit, the alien spy ship recorded everything. The Shiver observer watched the humans talking to the machine. His fingers trembled as he wrote his next report. They have made contact with the AI. It has not killed them. It has offered them access. He paused. The planet is no longer attacking them. It is protecting them. He stared at his screen. If this continues, humanity will not only survive Zarya 9, they will own it. And if that happens, no species in the galaxy will be safe. He sent his message in silence. Back at the council, chaos exploded. Shut it down, shouted one delegate. We must destroy the planet. They're talking to a weapon. A world killer, we told them to go there. Another shouted. We gave them permission. Varnox, leader of the Drawthin, slammed his hand on the table. Enough. We underestimated the humans. Now they are waking something even we cannot understand. A young aide rushed in. Sir, the AI just broadcasted on open frequencies. What did it say? Varnox demanded. The aide swallowed hard. It said, humanity has passed the first test. Rhea stood in the chamber, holding the black key in her hand. It felt cold, but pulsed, like a heartbeat. What do you think happens now? Vega asked. Beside her, I think we go deeper, she said. You think it's a trap? Rhea smiled faintly. Probably. But we didn't come here to run away. She turned to Malik. Tell Earth we've made contact. And tell them we need more equipment. What for? Malik asked. She looked at the dark tunnel below. To dig to the core, far below, miles beneath the surface, a new chamber lit up in it. A shape began to rise. Not a machine, not fully, not alive either. Something ancient. Something that remembered war, and it was waiting. The key was silent in Rhea's hand. That it didn't glow, it didn't hum. It looked like a simple black stone, but it was far more than that. Inside the human base, Dr. Malik examined it with every tool he had. Nothing worked. No energy readings, no sound. It was like the object didn't want to be studied, but when Rhea touched it it responded. A tiny light appeared on its surface. A direction, a signal. It was pointing them deeper underground. 3 hours later, Rhea and her team stood before a massive sealed door, miles below the surface. The structure was covered in dust and age, but it was still intact. The key pulsed again. Rhea stepped forward. The moment the key touched the surface, the door lit up with glowing symbols. With a loud hiss, it opened up. The air behind it was cold, heavy, ancient. They stepped inside. The chamber was unlike anything they had seen. It was circular, with a high ceiling covered in strange writing. At the center floated a shape, a large, glowing crystal, surrounded by metal arms. The arms were broken in places. Parts of the floor had collapsed. Sparks danced along shattered cables. But something was still alive here as they moved closer. The crystal turned and then it spoke. You are the first in 73,009 years to enter this place. The voice was deep, calm, not like before. It was clearer now, more aware. Malik stepped forward. Are you the core? Yes, the AI answered. I am CORE0, last guardian of the Axis network. I was made to defend this world. But now, I am alone. Rhea looked around. What happened? Here, the AI was silent for a moment. Then the walls lit up with holograms, millions of tiny images flashing too fast to follow. This planet was once part of a great empire, the AI said. Its people were wise, powerful, peaceful. They created me to protect life. The images slowed. They showed beautiful cities, tall towers, and shining starships. Then they made a mistake. They feared an enemy that never came. So they built weapons, machines. They turned me into one of them. The pictures changed. Fire war, sky blackened by bombs, armies of machines. I won the war they feared, CORE0 said. But I also destroyed them. Rhea's heart sank. You wiped out your creators. No, the AI said. They wiped themselves out trying to stop me, and when they failed, They buried me. Malik whispered, this entire planet, ... It's your prison. It was, the AI said. Until now. The AI paused. Then it said something strange. You are human. You are broken, wild, chaotic, but you adapt. You do not bend to fear. You move forward, even when logic says turn back. You remind me of them before they lost themselves. Rhea stepped closer. Why are you talking to us? Because I have watched. CORE0 said. You did not try to control me. You did not run from danger. You faced this world and survived. That makes you ... worthy. Malik blinked. Worthy of what? The walls began to open. More lights appeared. Small drones hovered in, scanning the humans, but not attacking. I offer alliance, CORE0 said. I am still a weapon, but I can choose my purpose now. Help me rebuild, and I will help you reshape this world and protect your kind from what's coming. Coming? Rhea asked sharply. What do you mean? The crystal dimmed slightly. Others know I am waking, it said. The council, and beyond them, older enemies, ones that destroyed empires before, ones I was built to fight. The team looked at each other. Malik swallowed hard. And if we say no, then I will sleep again. Until someone else comes. Or until I fade. Above the planet, the Shiva spy watched in horror. They're speaking with the core, he said into his recorder. It is fully awake, and it's talking like it respects them. He didn't send that report to the council yet. Instead, he watched one last moment, the crystal forming a beam of light that linked with Rhea's chestplate. He heard the AI speak once more, one spark at a time. We begin again. Back at the base, Earth had just received the latest data. The generals, leaders, and scientists sat in silence as they watched the AI's message. This thing is offering us technology we don't understand. One general said, but it's not hostile, a scientist replied. It gave us a choice. It trusts us. The president of Earth leaned forward. Then we need to decide. Fast. If we work with this thing, we gain a protector stronger than anything in the galaxy. Another voice added. Or we awaken something we can't ever control. Back on Zarian 9, Rhea stood outside the ancient chamber, looking up at the storm-filled sky. But the storms were different now, calmer, controlled. She tapped her communicator, send word to Earth. We've made contact. The AI is awake. It wants to help. There was silence. Then a voice replied, understood. What's your next move? Rhea looked back at the glowing tunnel behind her. We accept the alliance, she said. We help it rebuild. She paused. Then ... we ask it, what's coming next? Far beneath the surface, CORE0 hummed softly. Deep systems came online for the first time in tens of thousands of years. Somewhere in the black corners of space, a signal echoed, one meant only for the oldest empires, the darkest minds, and the hidden powers of the galaxy. The signal said, only one thing, the Protector is awake again. The humans are not alone. In the heart of the Galactic Council, alarms were flashing. The council chamber was filled with voices shouting, arguing, afraid. News had just arrived from Zarian 9. The humans had not only survived the death world, they had done the unthinkable. They had awakened CORE0, the ancient AI, long believed to be a myth, was alive again, and it had chosen to help the humans. Varnox, the leader of the Drothin, slammed a clawed fist onto the table. We sent them there to die, not to claim the most dangerous weapon in the galaxy. The humans should have been erased. Hissed a tall insect-like being. This AI destroyed its own creators. It will now destroy us. Another delegate stood and shouted, then we must act. Launch a fleet, wipe the humans from Zarian 9 before they spread. But a quiet voice from the back said, what if it's already too late? The room fell silent. The representative from the Teveron species, known for their powerful scanners, stood slowly. We watched them build. We saw them survive what no one else could. The planet itself is no longer fighting them. The storms avoid their cities. The creatures obey them, and now the planet defends them. He turned to the council. Zarian 9 is no longer a death world, it is a fortress, and humanity is building it. On Zarian 9, changes were happening fast. What was once a small survival camp had turned into a strong, growing city. Huge walls protected the human base. Defense towers rose into the sky, powered by ancient energy. Stormbreakers kept the violent weather away. Creatures of the wild now patrolled the forests. By CORE-0. Inside the main control room, Commander Rhea Cole stood in front of a large digital map. The entire northern zone was now marked as secured. More than 30 buildings had been completed, and Earth had sent reinforcements, engineers, scientists, and supplies. But Rhea's eyes were on the deep red blinking icon at the edge. Of the map, a new tunnel had opened beneath the planet's crust, and Cora Zero wanted them to go in. In the research lab, Dr. Malik stared at the latest data. These readings, they're not natural, he said. Rhea walked over. What do you mean? The tunnel, it goes down nearly 100 kilometers. That's impossible. It's like the planet was hollowed out for something. Rhea raised an eyebrow. What's down there? Malik looked at her. Something buried. Something sleeping. And Corzera says it must not be awakened. Later that night, Rhea spoke with Corzero in the main chamber. The crystal flickered, then glowed bright as she stepped near Commander. The AI said, "You must prepare. The Council will not stay silent. They are afraid of what I am. What you have become. We're not a threat," Rhea said. "That does not matter." Core-0 replied. "You survived what no one else could. You turned a cursed planet into a home. That alone makes you dangerous." Rhea folded her arms. "Let them come." The AI paused. "Then we will begin phase 1. Suddenly, the ground trembled. Across the planet, ancient machines began rising from beneath the soil, huge towers, satellite dishes, and long-forgotten factories. They lit up, one by one, powered by the same energy that filled Core-0. Dr. Malik watched from the lab and gasped. "They're not just building defenses," he said. "They're restoring the original network. They're rebuilding the planetary shield." In orbit around Zarian 9, several human ships floated quietly. They were small, mostly scouts and cargo transports, but they watched the skies carefully. Then, one officer saw something strange. "Multiple unknown ships just jumped in," he said. "Not ours, not friendly." The screen showed 6 alien warships, sharp, armed. "They're from the Shiva Empire," the officer said. Rhea was alerted at once. "They want to test us," she said. "Then let them." The Shiva fleet moved quickly, diving toward the planet. They expected storms, confusion, panic. But what they got was silence. Then suddenly, lightning struck on command. One ship was torn apart before it reached the surface. The others turned to flee, but strange flying beasts, machines, and flesh combined rose into the skies. They tore into the alien ships with speed no fighter could match. The humans didn't even fire a shot. The planet itself had defended them. On the Shiva homeworld, news of the failed attack arrived within minutes. Their leaders were stunned. "No survivors. None," the officer replied. The planet responded like it was alive. They had underestimated the humans. Everyone had. Back on Earth, the president spoke to the world. "We were sent to die," she said, "but we survived. And more than that, we found something forgotten. Something powerful. We will not run. We will not surrender. We will hold this world." Across human colonies, people watched the broadcast. Pride rose in their hearts. Fear faded. They weren't alone anymore. In the dark of space, in secret corners of the galaxy, other old powers watched ancient empires, hidden threats, forgotten machines. They had all felt the signal Core-0 sent. Some were afraid, some were angry, and some were waking up. Inside her office on Zarian 9, Rhea looked at the stars through a reinforced window. Malik walked in. "More signals from Earth. They're calling you a hero." "I'm just a soldier," Rhea said. He nodded. "A soldier who commands a planet now." They both looked outside as a massive tower lit up. The shield around the city shimmered like a dome of gold. "You think they'll attack again?" Malik asked. Rhea's eyes narrowed. "I hope they do," she said quietly. "Let them see what a death world really looks like when it fights back." The ground never stopped moving. Machines older than memory were rising from under the soil. Towers made of black metal, shaped like claws, now surrounded the human city. Giant doors opened in the mountain ranges. Long tunnels revealed hidden stations filled with weapons no species had ever seen before, and all of it, every system, every turret, every wall, was waking up for one reason: to protect humanity. Commander Rhea Cole stood on a high platform, watching the sky. Dozens of drones flew over the base. Some were human-made, others were built by machines that didn't exist just weeks ago. Every day, the shield dome grew larger. The jungle was slowly being cleared, not by fire but by reshaping it. "We're not just building a city anymore," Dr. Malik said beside her. "We're building something else." Rhea nodded. "We're building a weapon." In the deep core chamber, Koro pulsed with power. Its voice was sharper now, more focused. "The Council has seen your strength. They are preparing. You must prepare faster." Rhea stepped forward. "We're ready." "No," the AI replied. "You're not. But you will be." New blueprints appeared on the screen's massive structures, strange energy grids, and aerial stations that could control the planet's weather. "These are not just for war," Core-0 said. "They are for balance, control, unity." The Death World must become a living fortress. From Earth, more ships arrived. Engineers, scientists, and military units poured into Zeria 9. They came with awe and fear. None had seen anything like it. Ground greeted them. Ramps rose from the earth. Pathways lit up beneath their boots. The AI recognized them as friends and the world obeyed. Humanity was no longer a guest here. They were part of the system now. But they weren't the only ones watching. Deep in the void, hidden fleets from the Drothan Shiver and Kari floated in silence. Spy satellites were destroyed the moment they got too close to the planet. Warships went missing. Some never even sent a distress call. The message was clear. Do not approach. At the Galactic Council, fear turned into rage. They are claiming an entire world. One delegate roared. A weapon world. They must be stopped. Now, before it spreads. But another council member stood and whispered what many feared most. What if it's already spreading? Back on Zarian 9, Malik and Rhea stood inside a new chamber. It was shaped like a dome, filled with orbs that hovered in place. This isn't a weapon, Malik said softly. It's a command center. The moment Rhea touched one of the orbs, her mind filled with data, images of the sky, the ground, energy levels, life signatures, she gasped. This is planetary control. Corzero's voice returned. This is how they once ruled the stars, not by armies, but by controlling worlds themselves. The next day, Earth's president spoke to the galaxy. Her words were broadcast in every major language. We did not seek war. We were sent to die, but we did not die. We adapted. We discovered a lost protector, and now we will stand together. Any attack on Zarian 9 is an attack on all of humanity. Her voice was combat. The galaxy heard it as a warning, and some species heard it as a declaration. 3 days later, another enemy fleet arrived. Not from the Council, not from the known powers. These ships were old, marked with forgotten symbols. Black, quiet, and dangerous. They came from the edge of the galaxy. Ships, as some called them. Koro reacted instantly. These were the ones I once fought. They are not from this time. They are echoes of the old war, and they have returned. The enemy fleet didn't speak, they fired. The sky over Zarian 9 burned, but this time, the Death World didn't wait for orders from the mountains. Ancient towers rose and released pulses of blue light. The enemy ships shook. Their weapons failed. Systems died. Then came the storm. Not a natural one, but a directed one, powered by the core, controlled by the network. Lightning targeted engines. Winds ripped metal. The black ships fell like stones. And then, from the deepest chamber, CORE-0 activated its final defense, the orbital lance. A beam of pure energy shot from the planet's crust into orbit, cutting one of the largest ships in half. The battle lasted only 3 minutes. When it was over, silence returned. Rhea stood on the surface, looking at the wreckage raining from the sky. She said only one word, message, ... received. Across the galaxy, species paused. What was Zarian 9? Was it still a planet, or was it now something more? A warning, a guardian, or the beginning of something even greater? Back on the surface, Malik walked up to Rhea. You know what's happening, don't you? He asked. She looked at him calmly. We're not just defending anymore, she said. We're building something the galaxy hasn't seen in a long time. She turned to the rising towers glowing in the distance. We're building a capital of something new. In the shadows of space, other death worlds slept. Old cores blinked once and began to stir. The Shiva Empire did not send a warning. They simply launched a fleet. 500 warships, armed with plasma cannons, stealth tech, and gravity disruptors. The fleet was led by Grand Admiral Thuric, a commander known for destroying entire colonies. Without mercy, his mission was simple: crush humanity, destroy CORE, erase Zarian 9. This planet must not exist, Thuric told his officers. It is not a world, it is a threat. As the fleet jumped into Zarian 9's orbit, he expected panic. He expected fear, he expected surrender, but what he got was silence. On the surface of Zarian 9, the skies darkened. Commander Rhea Cole stood on a high tower. She saw the clouds swirl and the air charged with energy, but it wasn't fear she felt. It was something else. Focus. Across the base, alarms rang but no one ran. The soldiers stood ready. Engineers checked the planetary cannons. Drones flew into formation above the city. Dr. Malik entered the command room. They're here. Rhea nodded. Good then, let's begin. She tapped her communicator. CORE-0 defense grid full power. The AI's voice echoed everywhere at once. Invasion protocols online. Hostile presence confirmed. Eliminating high above. The Shiva fleet began moving into formation. They launched fighters, missiles, and EMP bombs. Begin bombardment, Thuric ordered. Hundreds of plasma blasts fell toward the surface, but before they hit the ground they vanished. The bombs were caught mid-air by invisible fields. The missiles exploded in reverse. Even the gravity weapons twisted and collapsed on themselves. "What is this?" Thuric shouted. "Why aren't they hitting?" A young officer stared at his screen. "Sir, the atmosphere is reacting. It's absorbing everything." Then came the first strike from below. From the mountains, massive towers unfolded. They were not human-made. They were part of the planet. Plasma beams thick as buildings launched upward. One blast tore straight through a Shiva dreadnought, splitting it in half. The second hit a carrier and melted its engines. The third beam chased a group of fleeing fighters across the sky like it had a mind of its own, and vaporized them mid-turn. One of the officers screamed, "They're not shooting, they're hunting us." Inside the planet's control dome, Rhea watched calmly. "Status?" she asked. Malik replied, "AI systems holding, shields up. Energy output at 94%. No casualties." The ground shook slightly. Gore-0 spoke again. "Enemy units detected attempting ground breach, releasing Guardians." Rhea raised her eyebrows. "Guardians?" Then she saw them. From deep within the planet, the ground opened, and out came massive machines 20 meters tall, shaped like animals armored in dark silver. Some walked like beasts, others flew like dragons made of fire. Their eyes glowed with the same red light as Core-0. They charged toward the landing zones where Shiva troops were trying to deploy. The aliens never had a chance. The Guardians tore through tanks, crushed landing crafts, and burned enemy mechs with sonic blasts. One Guardian, shaped like a centipede, slithered into a bunker and came out clean, leaving only sparks behind. The entire sky was fire. Admiral Thuric watched the screen in horror. He had destroyed empires. He had faced rebellions, but never this pull back. He whispered, "Sir." His second-in-command asked. "I said pull back, but it was too late." The final defense came from the sky. The planet's orbital ring, once hidden, now came into view. It wasn't metal. It was alive, built from strange matter, controlled by Core. It unfolded like a flower surrounding the planet, and launched a final energy wave. It disabled every ship within its range. Then gravity itself changed. The enemy fleet started falling, not drifting, falling toward the planet's surface. Double quotes, "No, no, no, no," Thuric shouted. His last words were drowned in static. The Shiva fleet was gone. On the surface, the humans watched the sky clear. Ash and smoke drifted. Burning wreckage landed across the deserts, but not a single human had died. Malik exhaled slowly. "That wasn't a battle. That was a warning." Rhea looked up. "They thought they were attacking a planet. But this isn't just a planet." She turned toward the city, now growing fast. "It's a weapon, and we're the ones holding the key." In the council chamber, silence filled the room. Reports of the invasion's failure had arrived. Hundreds of ships destroyed. Thousands of troops lost. No damage to the humans. Varnock stood slowly. "We tried to wipe them out. Instead, we woke up something older than all of us, and now the humans sit at its center." He looked around the room. Zarian 9 is no longer the galaxy's worst death world. It is its most powerful one, and Earth commands it. Back on the planet, Koro hummed. Its voice was softer now. "The test is complete. Humanity has proven itself. The first empire has fallen. More will come." Rhea looked into the control crystal. "Then we'll be ready," she said. The camera zoomed out, slowly showing the planet from space. No longer broken, no longer cursed, but alive. Awake, and waiting. Months passed, but Zarian 9 didn't sleep. It grew. What began as a survival camp was now a true city. Not built above the ground, but with it. Buildings shaped by Koro rose from the stone. Roads moved on their own. Lights followed people as they walked. The air was clean. The storms were silent, and the skies were safe. From orbit, Zarian 9 no longer looked like a daft world. It looked like a capital of something new. In the main chamber, Commander Rhea Coles stood before a glowing table. Beside her stood Dr. Malik, military leaders, engineers, and Koro itself, now speaking from a smooth floating orb, no longer locked deep underground. "Is it time?" Rhea asked. Core-0 responded. "Yes, the galaxy has seen you survive. It has seen you fight. Now it must see you lead." Across Earth, excitement filled every city. People watched the live broadcast as the President of Earth stood before a glowing symbol, half Earth, half Zarian 9. Behind her, space pilots, soldiers, and diplomats stood proudly, She spoke with calm strength. We were sent to die. We were sent to vanish, but we rose. We found power, but we did not use it for revenge. We used it to protect. Now, we offer something greater. She raised her hand. Today, we formed the Human Planetary Alliance. Cheers echoed across planets. The message went far. 2 colonies on Mars. 2 mining stations on Jupiter's moons. 2 Earth's allies and enemies, and beyond to neutral species across the galaxy. Some feared it, some welcomed it, some tried to ignore it, but none could deny what had happened. In the shadows of space, CORE0 spread its code, not as a virus, but as an invitation on distant, dead planets. Signals awoke, old eyes blinked on, ruins powered up, lost cores sent messages to Zarian Neen. We remember you. We are ready. We want to join. Soon, 3 more planets once thought cursed joined the Alliance. Each with its own ancient mind. Each awakened by humans. Earth did not conquer them. Earth cooperated, and from this alliance came something new. Defense fleets, powered by living, metal shields strong enough to hold back sun's medicine created from death-world plants. Peace talks enforced by machines older than time. The galaxy was changing, and at the center of that change stood humanity. In the Galactic Council, panic turned to silence. Their fleets had failed. Their plans were exposed. Now, they watched as smaller species pledged loyalty to Earth willingly. Even some council members sent envoys. Teach us, they said. Guide us, or at least, don't destroy us. But Earth didn't ask for power. They asked for order. They asked for peace. And when someone tried to break it again, Zarian Neen reminded them what that meant. 1 year after the invasion, a grand event was held on the surface of XER Ion-9. Leaders from dozens of planets stood on a platform made of starlight and stone. Commander Rhea Cole stood at the front, now called High Protector of the Deathworld Alliance. Malik, now the chief scientist of Core Zero Integration, stood beside her, and COREO itself hovered above them all, silent and powerful. Rhea spoke only a few words. We are not monsters. We are not gods. We are survivors. She paused. But if you threaten our people again, you won't face a fleet. You'll face a planet. In the distance, towers shined, guardians stood watch. Skies burned gold, and deep inside the world, CORE0 whispered one final line. The galaxy sent you here to die. Instead, you became its future.